So today we are doing application problems, the first day of them. The first type of problems we're doing today, we're doing two different types. The first type is finding the dimensions. What does dimensions mean? The sides, how long the sides are. Okay, so if I needed the dimensions of this room, it would be what? How would I find the dimensions of this room? How long it is and how wide it is, okay? So finding the dimensions given two pieces of information. Okay, step one, draw a picture. Step two, write your two equations. Step three, put both equations into Desmos. And step four, find the intersection, okay? And step five, answer the question. All right, so let's look at number one. A rectangular field has an area of 200 square meters and its perimeter is 60 meters. Find the length and width of the rectangle. Okay, so let me go back here and point out, given two pieces of information. So on this first problem, what's one piece of information they give you? The area is 200. What's the other piece of information they give you? Perimeter 60. Because you got to remember, after we learn these, they're going to be mixed up and you have to decide when you do what. So this one has two pieces of information, so you do these steps. Okay? Step one says to draw a picture. Okay, what's my picture going to look like? A rectangle. It's a rectangular field. So you're going to draw a rectangle. Okay. And for our purposes today, we're going to say X is the width and Y is the length. Okay. X is the width, Y is the length. All right, what does step two say to do? Write two equations. So this is going to be our first equation. The area is 200. How do you find the area of a rectangle? Length times width. So I multiply these. So X times Y equals 200. Okay. X times Y equals 200. Okay. All right, so area is length times width. All right, let's make our second equation. How do you find perimeter? You add all the sides. So let's add these first. If this is X, then that is X. What happens when you add X and X? Not when you add them. 2X, okay? And then how many sides are Y? 2. So 2Y equals 60, okay? All right, let's type that into Desmos. It works on my Desmos, but y'all have the testing Desmos, which apparently is different. So let's type that in to Desmos and see if it's going to work or not. Remember, you need to alternate who's typing into Desmos. All right, XY equals 200. No, not right now. 2X plus 2Y. Okay, so it should be working. You have to zoom out to see it. You have to zoom out to see it. And what does step 4 say to do? All right, step 4 says to find the intersection. So take your mouse, and it doesn't matter which one you find because one says 10 and 20. What does the other one say? 20 and 10. Those are your X and your Y. Those are your X and your Y. It doesn't matter which one you find. So what are my length and width of the rectangle? All right, the width is 10. Okay, I always say width is smaller than length. All right, so x is 10 and y is 20. Okay, so the question says find the length and width of the rectangle. Well, it's 10 and 20. All right, and if you ever do any construction work or interior design or anything like that, they'll write dimensions like that. That means 10 by 20. Okay, if you ever go to Lowe's to buy stuff, that's how you'll see things written. All right, it's a 10 by 20 field. Okay. All right, number 2, the length of the rectangle is 6 units more than the width. The area of the rectangle is 40 square meters. What are the length and width of the rectangle? Okay, so first we need to see how many pieces of information we have. We know the length is 6 more than the width. That's one piece of information. What other piece of information do we have? The area is 40 square meters. Okay, so when you have 2 pieces of information, you're going to do these steps. So step 1 is draw a picture. Once again, I have a what kind of shape? Rectangle. Okay, and I'm going to put X and Y. X and Y. All right, step 2, write 2 equations. The length, what letter are we using for length? Y. When you see is, that means equal in math. Is means equal in math. 6 more than. What do you think I do for that? Plus. So more than is plus. And what letter am I using for width? X. Okay. So the length is Y equals 6 plus X. Okay. What do I do for area? All right, I multiply these. So how do I write that? I just write XY equals 40. Okay, XY equals 40. Okay. All right, step 3, put both equations into Desmos. Whoever didn't type last time needs to type this time. Good friend. All right, once you get them typed in, step 4 says to find the intersection. Okay, what are you getting for the intersection? 4 and 10. Okay, so what, we've got to read the question. What are the length and width of the rectangle? What is the length? 10, good. What's the width? 4. Okay, you could also write your answer 4 by 10. Okay, either way is fine. All right, number 3, Monica's closet has a length that's 2 feet longer than the width. If the closet's area is 35 square feet, what is the width of the closet? All right, how many pieces of information do I have? 2. The length is 2 feet longer than the width. What's my other piece of information? The area is 35 square feet, okay? All right, somebody who has an answer today. What letter, or sorry, what do I need to do first? I'm skipped a step. Okay, so that would be that equation. I should have drawn my picture and put X and Y for my picture. Okay? All right, so length is Y, is means equals 2 feet longer than the width. Okay? All right, somebody who hasn't answered, how do I do area is 35? Somebody who hasn't answered. Good, XY equals 35. Thank you, sir. Okay? All right, what do I do with those 2 equations? All right, what are y'all getting for the intersection? All right, 5 and 7 is what you're getting for the intersection. Remember, you need to answer the question. What's the question say? What is the width of the closet? All right, this one's asking for the width. Which one's the width, 5 or 7? 5. So you need, on this one, you need to only circle the 5.